Who makes the funeral arrangements? Hi, I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland, and I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. So one of the most important questions, and one of the questions we get most frequently from people where there are concerns about the arrangements or the cost of the arrangements. And it's one of the first matters that a family has to deal with after someone dies. And oftentimes, it's before any documentation has been discovered or a will has been identified. So it's really important that you have that information readily available to your family ahead of time. The law gives preference to the family in terms of deciding the funeral arrangements, as it should be. But what happens if there are conflicts, or if one person wants the decedent to be cremated and the other person wants the decedent to be buried? How do you resolve that issue? Well, again, the law steps in and has a defined priority to determine who gets to make that choice. So, number one is the decedent itself, the person who died, based on their own wishes, that is documented in either their advanced healthcare directive or sometimes in their will. It's not really a good idea to put it in the will because, again, that might not be addressed until several days or weeks after the death. So, the healthcare directive is a good place to put it, but a simple writing, a simple letter, written, signed, and notarized is just as sufficient. Interestingly, the decedent's wishes can be offered orally too. So for the legal wonks out there, that means they're overcoming the hearsay objection, and will allow oral testimony to come in to determine what the person who passed, what they wanted. Secondly, the decedent's wishes as defined in their will. They may leave that decision up to somebody else. They may say, I want my personal representative to decide. Thirdly, there are a specific order of relatives, starting with the spouse, then the child, and then the parents, et cetera, et cetera. So if we get into that pecking order, that's defined by the law. So what are the best practices? Well, the best practice is to not put your burial or funeral arrangement wishes in your will. That's not a good place to do so. The best place to put it is in your advanced healthcare directive, or else in a separate writing that is signed and witnessed and notarized and kept with your important estate planning documents, and in a place that your family knows where it is and how to get to it. So communicate that information to them, where it is and what you want, and avoid all those problems of people fighting over your dead body. My name is Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planner in Rockville, Maryland, and I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me.